Good afternoon, guys. It's Saturday, October 1st. My name is Dave Coker, and this is Talking About Finance. All right, here we are, and you're one awesome group of people. A group of people who are not afraid, who are motivated, who want to make money, no matter what is going on in the markets. And how do we do that? We buy when everyone else is buying. We buy when everyone else is selling. In fact, we buy all the time. Week in, week out, month in, month out, quarter in, quarter out. The frequency doesn't matter. What does matter is our lack of fear. We charge forward. And no matter what the markets are doing, no matter what the crowd is doing, no matter what's going on in the world right now, we are remarkably predictable because we buy all the time. We never sell. We buy stocks. We buy bonds. We buy crypto. We buy houses. It doesn't matter. We want it all. It's ours. It belongs to us, the fearless. And look at the opportunity this market presents. Last week, the S&P 500 was down 2.9% on the week. It's now down 24% on the year. What does that mean? We can buy the stocks we like at prices we love. It's not a buying op. It's not a selling op. It's just business as usual. We got the money. We deploy the money. We acquire the assets. Game over. The VIX traded up from 29.93 to 31.62. Good, good, good. 4 days of the VIX closing above 30. Some of my buddies are convinced. They've got a system. I've looked at their results. Very interesting. They have a belief, and they're totally awesome market participants, by the way. They suggest 10 days or more of the VIX trading north of 30 is a tradable low. Maybe so. I just buy all the time. I'm sick. I know I am. I've been this way for years. I just buy all the time. So I ain't going to change now. And you should think about adopting this approach to the markets. I know many of you already do. The 10-year note was up on the week at 3.82%. It's up 0.1% year to date. Oil closed the week at 79.67, up some 1.2% week on week. It's now up about 5.9% year to date. So here we go, my friends. We're manning the line. We have to hold these levels. Too many people are afraid. What are they afraid of? I don't get it. It's only money. You make some money, you invest some money, you lose some money, you make some more money, and you do it all again. Oops. It's like what we're seeing now. These opportunities don't come too often. So I'm in. I ain't changing my investment plan. In fact, yesterday I got a bucket of cash. September's dividends paid in full. So Monday, I'll be buying stocks. I'll be using other people's money for my stocks. Once again, this week, and I hope you're going to be shocked at this. I know you won't be if you're a long-time listener. I bought Bitcoin. I bought Ripple. And now that the UK property market is correcting, we're seeing some sanity come back into it. I'm negotiating. I expect to acquire another rental property in Hartlepool next month, hopefully by close of the month. Right? I only own in this building. It presents a lovely 12% gross yield, a little bit north of 12. I know the building. I've already got people in place to manage the property for me. They manage a couple other properties I own there. I am psyched. So anyways, let's dive into the deets and see what my crowd of 50 or so, 55 I think now, investment bankers, hedge fund types, analysts have been chatting about all week on our Telegram channel. 7 slides for 7 days. The night is young, my friends. We've just had a wonderful pub dinner with pints, the best kind. I'm gearing up for some live music. Hope I can find some country. So let's go. First of all, we got a message here about what the central banks are up to. They panicked. Take a look at the central bank balance sheets. We're looking at the G4. Look what happened in the pandemic. Central bank debt soared. Absolutely amazing. And then they undertook quantitative tapering, I should say, to counteract their quantitative easing. And it became a flood. The Fed, for instance, went from $30 billion a month to $60 billion, and they ain't over yet. It's going to become really bad before it gets better. Again, another op for us to buy. So watch this. They're flooding the system with money. They want to bring down inflation. Good luck with that. And guys, the best time to buy a home is when you don't need a home. And if you don't need a home right now, they're on sale. This comes from a consulting company that's active in real estate. And what we can see here is we can see expectations of home prices. And very few people think that home sales are better off than what they expected. We can see that most, in fact, believe that home sales are worse off than what they expected. And this is part of the driver. Oh, I messed these slides up. My apologies. We'll get back to it in a second. Credit Suisse. Oh my gosh, what a wonderful institution. So sorry, it's gone. Oh, it's not gone yet? It's going real soon. We'll have to see what happens there. And check this out. And this is really a fallen angel. Oh my God. You know, I went to work for them, almost went to work for them twice. And check this out. Here we've got Credit Suisse. We got a market cap of 10.52 billion. Brazil. Look at these banks. 5 banks in Brazil have a market cap double, at least double that of Credit Suisse. Unibanco, Bradesco, Pactual, Banco Santander, Banco de Brazil. Double that of Credit Suisse. In fact, we see that Unibanco has a market cap 300% that of Credit Suisse. How long until they buy Credit Suisse? This is an interesting one, guys. Here what we're doing is we're looking at inflation. We're looking at a measure of inflation. We're looking at FedEx, its enterprise value measured in gold. And you can see for many years it actually started to dwarf. It was doing really, really well compared to the market cap of gold. And now we're starting to see a correction. How long will it continue for? I don't know. I wouldn't be buying that garbage. You guys know that 71% of my retirement capital is in gold and silver. Watch what happens in that market. And here's an interesting one. This was one of the banks. I won't name them, but we will shame them in the future. They were telling everybody to unload Bitcoin. They made a market prediction that they weren't really qualified to make, in my view. I'm not just talking my book, because I've been buying every Bitcoin every week, every Friday for years. I wasn't impressed. There was very little quantitative basis in the recommendation. It was based upon feelings, tips, intuitions. I'm sorry, I don't invest based upon intuition or tips or feelings. So yeah, they put out a sell recommendation, and I agree with Oliver here. We know that if you look at the adoption, and I put it on the slides about a month ago, if you look at the adoption of Bitcoin and compare it to the adoption of the internet, we're in the early days, guys. If you still don't have any Bitcoin, get some Bitcoin soon. Buy and hold. That's all I do. I just buy and hold. I never sell. And here's a very fascinating one. And yeah, one number of us are saying it begins. Because a lot of people are tired of the rampant inflation. They don't see why they should keep their money in the bank in the UK, for instance, and lose 10% before inflation. And after they get their paltry, in my ISA, I'm getting 80 basis points. My God, so that means I'm losing 9.2% in real value. Yeah, I'm not putting my ISA into Bitcoin. It's going into property, though. But aside from that, we can see a lot of people are starting to realize that the central banks are screwing over common people like us. You have to buy things that will protect your wealth. Property's good, gold and silver is good. Bitcoin is also good. And there's a large number, in fact, record numbers of people that are moving into Bitcoin. It begins, guys. This is where the mass adoption begins. Remember, Bitcoin adoption globally is less than 2% of people. If we can double it, or perhaps triple it in this cycle, we'll be far ahead. All right, guys, that's it for this evening. You're going to have a wonderful week coming up, an excellent opportunity. If you got any cash, put it to work. I don't care what you do with it. Just don't sit on cash. Stocks, bonds, crypto. If you're liquid enough, property. It doesn't really matter. As I said many weeks ago, just don't sit there. Buy something. Take care, guys. Oh, the night's young. Listen to this music. My God. Brings me back to my youth. I grew up on country.